15-20 minutes. We'll see how much we can do it. So I'm in my control panel, guys. If you want to learn anything in Windows 8, Windows 7, Windows 10, or anything, so just install that operating system. Go through each and every option. Mainly, first part is a control panel, settings, and other desktop related things. Just if you look at that one, you learn already something. Okay, so unit of textbooks or videos or learning coaching centers not required here. Just go through once and you will understand more. And also cmd commands also an important, sometimes they're asking some questions, so we'll see if possible. Already we've seen few things, that is BitLocker, device driver manager, okay, devices and printers. Okay, so of course program and features also we have to go once again. So I'm going to administrative tools first. So when we open event viewer or disk management, okay, like that. So registry editors, resource monitors, print managements, SCSI initiators, computer management, services. This is services, computer information, configurations. Okay, so these are all direct shortcuts are there from administrative tools. Okay, if you are don't know exactly what the shortcut for to open from run, so you can open it from here also. Okay, this is autoplay when you insert a DVD CD. So how to play that one, it is we can see it. This is for a backup and restore. Okay, so here three options are there, four options are there. This is a general backup, so you can back up your system if you want it. This is a image backup, just go through it. If once you click it, it displays something. Read these lines, so then you will understand. So what is this image backup means? Image backup means, e, for example, you have an external hard disk. You can keep entire your system, means your operating system, drivers, applications, user profile data in the image. It copy into external place. So then, if in case your system is crashed or not working, hard disk is corrupted, you can restore it from there. So this is system image. So it is searching for a backup devices. It is not found. No problem. Just you can close it. Okay. So just you can go through the options. You will understand. Okay. So this is repair disk. Normally, if system is not working, you have to go to repair option. You have to go to repair option for recovery and all kind of stuff. You want to go for repair option. What we need, you need a same edition DVD, means you install Windows 10 home. You need a Windows 10 home. DVD is required. You have to boot with the DVD, then only you will get to repair option. Or at least a pen drive is required, like a bootable pen drive is required with your operating system. Okay, with same operating system. But mostly earlier days, people are providing a CD, like you purchase a laptop or a desktop which comes with operating system. They also provide a DVD or a CD with it. Later on days, they're not providing. Later on days, they're not providing, mainly for Windows 8 and Windows 10. No extra CD, DVD, no keys, nothing is there, because it's a OEM package, and you have to download your own operating system, and reset refresh options will provide crash management. So you need to clean up the PC and install it. Okay, until unless you done something other. Okay, here it is. If in case you have a laptop, it already operating system is there, and you don't have any DVD, but maybe anytime this PC go to issue, like it may face an issue. So what we have to do, better insert a DVD or a CD is enough, not require DVD. Put a DVD, sorry, CD in your CD-ROM, and go to repair disk option and just create a disk. So what will happen? The CD works like a repairing disk. If you have any issue with your system is not booting, or you want to do some recovery tools or repairing tools, you want it. So insert the CD, boot with the CD, so then you can able to get that repairing options at a boot time. Okay, so that is you have to insert a blank CD to it. That is a repair disk still available. Okay, so these two. This is a setup backup. It's a general backup. Either you can take complete system backup or a certain files backup. Like that also we can take it. So first of all, you have to choose where you want to store the backup. Where you want to store the backup, like this. And here it is Windows choose, means Windows choose libraries, desktop, user profile data, everything. It will choose it. Otherwise you can choose. Let me choose. This is a user profiles are there, student 1 and student 2, and as well as which drive and which file you want to backup. For example, I want to backup this thing, like you can able to do it. This include your UFI partitions and recovery party environment. So these are all C drive entirely also we will taking. Unselect it, unselect it, all these things, and only this, like that also you can able to take a um, backup. Okay, like you have a certain data is there, you want to take a backup, that data only you can take it, or you want to take the whole system backup, you can take it also. For safekeeping, if you have an external hard disk, you have a very serious data and application is there, so maybe anytime it can be corrupted. So what you do, better select your external hard disk as a backup location, and select entire system. Let Windows choose or select yourself, your profile data and everything, and store into the backup location. So what is the advantage? So if you have got any problem, you can restore it from there. Normally what we do, when you got a problem, means like data is deleted, then we start recovering. Okay, without taking a backup, we think about how to recover the data from crashed disk. Okay, so that is not exactly good, but better is always take a backup. This is suggestible. Of course, I'm also not taking backup. I have huge amount of data. Okay, I have to take backup. This is credential manager. So currently nothing is there. Yeah, here it is, something is there, like this. What is this credential manager? When you use some applications with IP, some applications, if you are using, or some application with um, user name and passwords, right? Like if I'm using a Office 365, so Office 365 username passwords. If I use a remote machine related things, okay, or my system applications, their keys will be stored in these credentials. It protect your system, protect your system and applications from other third part other applications. Okay, including web credentials, email account, like that also you can able to store it here. This is default programs. For example, you have a program, two programs are there. For example, Adobe Reader and Qt PDF Reader. For example, two PDF readers are there. Which one is your default? You can set up in that one in a default programs like this, or which one you can able to open like that. Okay, so these are an answering things. Okay, last time the asked question, indexing options. Indexing options. So here it is, indexing option. You can click modify. So which one is you want to add it to index the drive, like that you can select it. Okay, advanced file types. These are all type of files. Wherever it is located, immediately it will index based on the file types. Okay, this is indexing settings. Okay, this is the location of indexed data by default. If you want to include any drive to get indexed, then go to modify and select the drive. That's it. Indexing options. This is internet options. Okay, internet options like works with Internet Explorer. See, when you open Internet Explorer, what what should be open? Link open. So by default that is mentioned here. You can remove it, or you can use like a google.com or only facebook.com, like that. By default that link will open. Okay, next, to delete the history, this is the option. So delete history, you can delete it. And while you are deleting, better to read whatever it is you are deleting. Deleting download history from data, cache data, cookies, website, temporary internet files, passwords. Okay, so like that. Language, colors, fonts is a common one. This is security. You can see internet and intranet. Internet and intranet. Trusted site, restricted site. So now we try to make trusted sites and restricted site. It is not working. Restricted sites are not working. Trusted site anyway it is not working. But I want to tell why it is showing a local intranet. What is intranet? Our LAN network. Internet, outside
Maybe it's a
network.
private network.
Yeah, it is private network within your network only. For example, I have a server, web server, mail server, or some server is there, storage server in my intranet only within my network. So when I try to connect it, it may search in the internet because my network is having internet, and as well as my local network is also there. Don't search in internet, search in local only. Okay. Next, not next. Same thing I am telling. It is like you are to try to find where is your server. While you are trying, it may search in internet also. So you have to tell, don't search this particular site in global network, search in local network only. Try to find it is local. Don't try in internet, try in intranet only. So like that you have to select it, select the site. Okay, where the site, so tell the site here. So search this site in a local only. It is available in local, not in a global. Intranet, internet, global network, intranet, local network, intranet, local network. Okay. Privacy, pop-up blocker. I think you know pop-up blocker. When you open something, pop-up, a, a box is appear, right? Like a advertisement or something, or you fill the form, submit, acknowledgement is generated, pop-ups. That is called a pop-up blocker. So pop-up blocker, through pop-up blocker also we can send a viruses also. Earlier there's so many kind of different viruses are there. Now they are sending not now it is very less, but earlier lot of dangerous viruses spreading through pop-up. That's why pop-up blocker is there. For a certain sites it can be trusted, certain sites it cannot be trusted. So you have to be careful while you are allowing pop-up blocker. This is about your SSL certificate, publisher, RSS feed, auto completion settings. Connections, to where you connect. You are connecting local means through VPN settings, dial-up networks, modems like a pen drive modems, pen drive type of modems are there, no dongles. Okay, like that. So that will show here, and you can say access with this particular modem. Okay, you have three, four modems. You can tell this modem only access like that. This is LAN setting. Go to LAN settings. You can see the proxy server. You can see a proxy server. What is a proxy server? Proxy server don't allow all the network, all the IP addresses, okay, through it. So proxy server is usually limit your access. It means it filter the traffic. It won't allow anything except allowed only. Okay. For example, I put a barricade. Okay. I put a barricade. So then I don't allow anyone. I only allow particular person. I will check it. Okay. Only these type of people only allowed. Others are not allowed. So then the proxy server is like that only. So proxy server sit in between your local network and internet. Only these particular websites only allowed. Others are not allowed. Like that, we can able to put a proxy. In general, recently means 3 years back, 3 years back almost. I started giving one example for a proxy server is Bajrangi Bhaijaan. Have you seen movie that one? I don't see Hindi movies. I've seen very less, so that's why I'm only uh, less example in Hindi movies. Bajrangi Bhaijaan, have you seen that? He's tried to cross the border, Pakistan border. It's
Yes,
going.
sir.
It is completely block is there, right?
Yes.
Completely blocked, completely restricted. But he used some digging holes, right? Under that one, he will go right. So that is like a proxy in another manner. So normally proxy means complete restriction. Certain websites can be allowed, some are not allowed. Okay, but in a restricted site also we can able to create some hole, find out that hole, and through that one we can pass it. So that is hackers, these remote access people, country to country, the black sites, those people will use the proxy servers to get into the networks. Okay, so that is a proxy example. Okay, and maybe I told so much of story. Very simple. Proxy will block everything except allowed is allowed, not allowed is not allowed. That's it. Through proxy. So you want to access the network through proxy, select here, give the proxy server IP address and port number. Then automatically you can able to access. Find out what is a proxy also. That is very good one when you are working in a office. It is very. So this is a program related one. Advanced. So you can go through advanced certificate models, security, and what to display, what not to display, like a media control is also there in advance. That's it. So 1 second, I will. Okay. So any other thing? Network and sharing center already we seen. Power options we've seen already. Phone and modem, pen and touch. If you have a touch screen or a stylus writing, then we'll go to that one. Remote apps and desktop. Here it is. If you want to access your remote PC, so you can access using a remote apps and desktops directly. Remote application. It means application is running on a server. If you want to access that application remotely, that is also we can use access remote apps and desktops. Then you have to give in a different way we can able to access like a URL manner and access the application here. Means you can run application, access the application here, but it runs in a server. Okay, remote app and desktops. Next, Work folder is in a server only. So storage space. If you have a extra hard disk and all extra spaces in a hard disk, multiple hard disks are there. So we can combine that hard disk and we can create a large amount of space. Troubleshooting is a user to fix any issues like a connection, network connection issues, audio issues, Bluetooth issues, system related issues. Like we can, it will find the issue and try to fix it. Sometimes it can able to fix it, sometimes cannot able to fix it. See it. Program, hardware and sound, network and internet, system and security related. User accounts. This is my account, administrator and all. If you want to manage other account, you want to change some properties, you can also change it from here. This is create a password reset disk. It means if you may forget your password, possible, right? So you have to connect a USB drive, means pen drive, and go to create a password reset disk. Then your password in an encrypted format, it stores in your pen drive. If in case if you forget your password, connect your pen drive and recover your password and change the password. So then like that you can able to access your system. Even if you are forget a password, password is available in pen drive. Connect in a pen drive, recover your password, change the password. That's it. So other things you can go type changing and all change your account type like this. Standard administrator. So see the difference between standard and administrator. Now it is administrator. If you want to change it to standard, you can change it. If you click on manage other account, see this is the one account, two, three. So this is I make this one as administrator also. So I have two administrators. So this is student two is a standard account. Change account type. This is standard account. You can change it to administrator. And if you click here, it's become administrator. This by default is a standard. That's why it is not showing anything. You can delete account also. Just you have to go through once, then you will understand more. Windows firewall. Okay. So what is the Windows firewall thing? Uh, Actually, I'm telling stories directly without telling, without giving any other indications. Right. So this is your system. This is your system, and here is your network, router, switch, whatever it is, your network. So whenever you send a request to outside, your request will be sent. Generally, I'm telling, request will send outside. Okay, and once, for example, you are send a request to Google for certain page or certain query. Google receive it and it will reply to you. This is happens like this always. So you are in your system, you are accessing something from internet, you send a request, you will get it. So that is normally. Someone in the network try to send a packet to you. Try to send a packet to you. Okay. Now this is a router, right? So um, we have a firewall. So there is a two type of firewalls are there. This is software firewall. We are talking about software firewall. Someone send a request. Someone send a request to you. Okay, so we'll cut short easily. This is my PC. I send a request to a PC or a server or a outside. So I send a request. So I will get a reply from that one. I will get a reply from that one. So only thing is it's a two-way communication. Then it's a very simple way we can say I send, okay, to whom I send, that will provide a reply. right? I receive a reply, so I accept the reply. But someone in the network, internet or a network, anything, just try to send request to you. So try to send a packet directly. They are sending a packet. Request means you have to provide a service. Okay, they are try to send a packet. Okay, and this firewall block it. Okay, just like invitation card type. You ask your certain family member, distant family member, are there, friends are there, so you given an invitation card, so please come to my function or something like that. If you are send a invitation, like you are send a request, so then only you are accept, they are welcome. When they come, they are welcome. You didn't ask anything, someone come to your function, you didn't send a invitation, but there are came, so what they said, not welcome. So like that system, I've opened google.com. Google.com send a data to me. I've opened YouTube, I got some data on my screen. For example, I've opened W3 schools, it display that page on me. If W3 schools think I will send a packet directly to me, W3 schools think send a packet to my system directly without I am asking. So my firewall restrict. Firewall will restrict. Okay, you are not welcome because I didn't send any request. That's a session layer will work. Okay, so that is a firewall. So firewalls can be two ways. One is hardware firewalls, usually works in enterprises or companies and all. So they'll put a wholesale firewall, means main firewall at internet time, and all systems are communicating each other when they are communicating outside through firewall only, like this, incoming, outgoing traffic. Next, system may use in a public mode, right? So your system, you can connect a private network, public network, or a outside guest networks, anything, anywhere you use it. So problem may occur, firewall protection is not there. Okay, in a personal outside, like in my home, no firewall. I'm not maintaining any firewall. I'm maintaining a router connected through ISP provider. Okay, if I go to cafe, if I go to cafeteria, cafe, or whatever the name it is, okay, McDonald's, whatever it is, okay, they'll give you free Wi-Fi. Those free Wi-Fi's are non-secure one. BSNL, railway department, so they are also providing free Wi-Fi's, right? This is a public, direct public Wi-Fi, so then they are not secure. If in case, if you are in that mode, compulsory your firewall should be enabled to protect your network. Okay, so it will stop anonymous network entries from outside to inside. That is the main duty. Of course, firewall is also protect application access, application network access, network application kind of stuff, port numbers, protocols, it will be access. That's why if you install Python, or maybe you install a Java, or you install some application, when you open that application, it will show yellow through the firewall, like that. Okay, some application update automatically, so that is will ask you, so please allow me through the firewall for update purpose. Okay, so that is a duty of firewall. Any other thing, system? Okay, earlier days, if you go to older version of Windows 10 and Windows 7 and 8, if you click on a system, so it will open system that one, another window. Now it is opening this window. direct settings window. Of course, you can see your device name. If you want to change the name, you can change name from here. I will show you changing name later afternoon. You can see 32-bit operating system, sorry, 64-bit operating system, 64-bit processor, 2 GB RAM, and i5 processor, Windows 10 Enterprise Evolution, like this version, build version. You can able to see there is some more options also there here. You can go to that one also. Yeah. Next one is program files and file history. I'm going to file history first. Mm, okay, what is this? It is showing here. Read it. Already I told you no need of any other thing. Just go to each and every option. If you read it, you understand more. You get to know that is more. Okay. What is this file history? Every user has a profile data. Already I told what is the profile data. Users, okay, desktop, documents, downloads, music, pictures, videos. These are a user profile data. So when I click on a documents, it's showing something which is belongs to this current user only. This is belongs to the current user, student one document. So if I go to C drive, users folder, and student one. Okay, so these are all what are the data inside of these things. Okay, under student one, that data is belongs to student one profile data only, the student one only. Documents, see the file. A user cannot access other users profile data. So this is student 2. I'm trying to open, I can't able to open it. Of course I can override that permissions. That is not good anyway. Downloads, if I download something, it will be stored in downloads folder. So if I put something on a desktop, so this is the on desktop data. Okay, so like what are the things located here, that is belongs to that profile data only. Okay, so you store the data in your profile like a desktop, documents, pictures, your contacts, your favorites. You can take the backup of that one continuously, that is this one. File history save copy of your files so you can get them back if lost or damaged. For example, you keep a lot of data in your desktops, documents, pictures, like that. So like this, you are keeping a data. So it's possible that you may lose the data also. Using file history, it will keep the track of data. Go to advanced settings. Here it is. Frequently it will take the backup once you are configure and tell where is your backup location. So based on that it will take it. So by default hour every hour it take a backup of your profile data, and it will save forever by default. You can change it like you want every 10 minutes. Seriously, you have a lot of data is generating, so then every 10 minutes, every 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 3 hours, 1 hour, 6 hours daily, 24 hours. Okay, every hour, every 12 hours daily, like that you can configure it. Every 1 hour, every 3 hours, every 12 hours. So data, whatever the profile data is there, it will back up it. And keep version, if you are keep on taking a backup, your backup location also may be full. You don't require also, but still data is available. Okay, so what is that? Here it is. How long you want to keep the old data? 1 month, 3 months, 6 months back data, 9 months back data, 1 year back data, 2 years back data, like. So today to last 6 months data is available. Before 6 months, any data is there, that will be deleted. So date changes, automatically the previous data will be deleted based on your configuration. 1 month means from last 30 days what are the data is there, that data will be there, the previous data removed from backup, not from your system, removed from the backup only. So this is file history. What is the use of file history? Save copy of your files so that you can get them back if there are lost or a damage. File history, save the copies of your data. Which data it is? Your profile data. Okay, so it copy your files from your profile location and store in a different location, either network location or USB or external hard disk. Okay, so that is a file history. Okay guys, up to now this is it. And of course you can go through time and date. So how to change the date and time zones, additional clocks, internet timing. What is internet timing? It will sync the time with time dot windows.com. Okay, time dot windows.com. You can sync your time, your PC to that one. So then you can follow a similar time only. Based on your time zone, automatically time will be followed. Okay. So normally time earlier we are fixing, like think like your future mobile phone, old mobile phone, you are assigning timing, right? But nowadays with the SIM card, automatically when you insert a SIM card, automatically time is set, right? Same thing when you connect it to internet, through internet with this website, the time will be synced. To sync time, someone is asking question, but I'm keep on continuing. So wait, okay, I'm time, this is a time thing, right? Okay, so close it. Okay, which protocol use it to sync the time with the time server? Guys, which protocol use it to sync time to your system to your time server, like time.windows.com? What kind of server it is? Which protocol? Any idea?
No, sir.
Okay, NTP, Network Time Protocol. NTP, Network Time Protocol. Got it? Okay, it will synchronize the time between your PC to the NTP server based on your time zone. Okay, so for Linux, Windows, there is a separate time zone, NTP servers are there. What is the port number for NTP? NTP port number 123. NTP port number. Very good. So this is it. Take a break.